Hello friends. Welcome to my channel Habib Maritime School. Before getting into the video today, let's discuss some facts. It takes 2 to 4 weeks for a paper bus ticket to dissolve into the sea. Cotton cloth might take up to 3 months to dissolve into the sea. A painted piece of wood takes 13 long years to dissolve into the sea. A tin can takes 100 years. An aluminum can takes 200 to 400 years. And a plastic bottle takes a whopping 450 years to dissolve into the sea. Yes, that is correct, 450 years to dissolve. You must have got a clear idea how deadly can garbage become for the marine life. So, let's get started. Marpol Annex V is the regulation for the prevention of pollution by garbage from ships. Annex V entered into force on 31st of December 1988. Now what is garbage? Garbage means all kind of food waste, domestic waste, operational waste, cargo residues which are generated during the normal operation of the ship. Marpol Annex V came with an objective to reduce and eliminate the amount of garbage being dumped into the sea from ships. In this video, we'll be discussing to which all ships Annex V applies to special areas as per Annex V. Categories of garbage. The discharge criteria. The garbage management plan. As well as the garbage record book. So let's get going. Marpol Annex V applies to all ships. By all ships, I mean everything operating in the marine environment including the offshore platforms, rigs, pleasure crafts and even the yachts. Now let us look at the special areas established under Annex V. It has 8 special areas. Number 1, the Mediterranean Sea. Number 2, the Baltic Sea area. Number 3, the Black Sea area. Number 4, the Red Sea area. Number 5, the Gulf area. Number 6, the North Sea. Number 7, the wider Caribbean region and Number 8, the Antarctic area. Next and the very important thing are categories of garbage. As per Marpol Annex V, shipboard generated garbage is grouped into some categories. We'll be discussing about these categories one by one. Plastics are garbage that consist or include plastic in any form including synthetic ropes, synthetic fishing nets, plastic garbage bag, etc. Garbage under this category is absolutely prohibited to be discharged at sea. Next category is food waste. Food waste means any spoiled or unspoiled food substances, which includes fruits, vegetables, dairy products, poultry, meat products, and food scraps generated about ship. Food waste may be discharged at sea under specific circumstances and requirements, which we'll be discussing later. Next category is domestic waste. Domestic waste are garbage generated mainly in accommodation spaces on board ships, such as paper, cardboard, rags, glass, metal, crockery, etc. Garbage under this category is prohibited to be discharged at sea. Next category is cooking oil. Cooking animal fat, which is used for the preparation or cooking of food. It is also prohibited to be discharged at sea. Next is incinerator ashes. These ashes are collected after incineration of garbage in the incinerator. It is also prohibited to be discharged at sea. Next category is operational waste. Operational wastes are solid wastes that are collected on board during normal maintenance or operation of a ship. Please note that operational waste does not include gray water, bilge water, or other similar discharges. Garbage under this category is prohibited to be discharged at sea. Next is animal carcasses. Bodies of any animals that are carried on board as cargo and that die during the voyage. These are animal carcasses. Discharges of this kind of waste are permitted at sea under specific circumstances and requirements. Next category is fishing gear. Fishing gear are physical devices which are either placed on the water or inside the water. Intended for the purpose of capturing marine organisms. These are also prohibited to be discharged at sea. Next category is e-waste. E-waste means electronic waste generated on board. Your electronic cards, gadgets, Instruments, equipment, computers, printer cartridges all come under this category. This is also prohibited to be discharged at sea. The next category is cargo residues. Cargo residues are remnants of any cargo which remain on deck or in the holds following cargo operations. Cargo residues have been further divided into two parts. First is non-HME, substances which are not harmful to the marine environment. And second is HME, harmful to the environment. Now let's have a look at this discharge table. Now if you look at this table, there are 4 columns. The first column gives the type of garbage. The second column is the discharge criteria when the ship is outside special area. Third is the discharge criteria when the ship is within the special area and the discharge criteria of offshore platforms, which is not of much use to us. First is when the food waste is commuted or ground. So the discharge of commuted food waste is permitted outside special area, but the ship should be more than or equal to 3 nautical miles from the nearest land and en route. And when the ship is within special area, discharge is permitted, the vessel should be more than or equal to 12 nautical mile from the nearest land and en route. Food waste which is not commuted or grounded. Outside special area discharge is permitted, but the vessel should be 12 nautical mile or more from the nearest land and en route. And when the vessel is within special area, discharge is prohibited. For cargo residues not contained in wash water, when the ship is outside special area, discharge is permitted, but the vessel should be 12 nautical miles or more from the nearest land and en route. These cargo residues which we are talking about here, if you see clearly, there is a star given here. This means that the substance must not be harmful to the marine environment. So the cargo residues we are talking about should not be harmful to the marine environment. Next is cargo residues contained in wash water. When the ship is outside special area, discharge is permitted provided the vessel should be 12 nautical miles or more from the nearest land and en route. And when the ship is within special area, discharge is permitted provided vessel should be 12 nautical miles or more from the nearest land, it should be en route. And there are 2 additional conditions. When these conditions meet, then only the discharge is allowed. The first condition is the port of departure and the next port of destination are within the special area, and the ship will not transit outside the special area between these ports. And second condition is that no adequate reception facilities are available at those ports. So this is how this table goes. And if you see the last row here, e-waste and all other garbage including plastic, synthetic ropes, fishing gear, plastic garbage bag, incinerator ashes, clinkers, cooking oil, etc. As I already told you, their discharge is prohibited into the sea. Next, we'll discuss about the garbage management plan. The garbage management plan includes written procedures for collecting, storing, processing, and disposing of garbage. This plan is ship-specific and in the working language of the crew. Now, which ships need to carry this plan? All ships of 100 gross tonnage and above. And every ship which is certified to carry 15 or more persons. And every fixed or floating platform shall carry a garbage management plan. Now, what's inside the garbage management plan? The garbage management plan contains the procedures on minimizing the amount of garbage generated on board, the color coding for different categories of garbage, quantity of each category of garbage that the vessel can hold, in detail the handling procedures of garbage on board and the persons responsible for each category of garbage. The guidelines on disposal of garbage, the equipment used on board for handling the garbage, the incinerators, comminutor, and the compactor. And lastly, the designation of the person or persons in charge for implementing the garbage management plan. Next is the garbage record book. Marpol new regulations which is implemented on May 1, 2024, that is all ships of 100 gross tonnage and above. And every ship which is certified to carry 15 or more persons. And every fixed or floating platform shall carry and maintain a garbage record book. So as the name suggests, the garbage record book is basically a record of garbage to keep the track of the garbage and what happens to it. Now, let's look at the entries which have to be made in the garbage record book. Entry also has to be made when the garbage is discharged to reception facilities ashore or to other ships. The date and time of discharge, port or facility or the name of ship where we discharge the garbage, the category of garbage discharged and the estimated amount in cubic meters. When garbage is incinerated, the date and time of start and stop of incineration, the position of start and stop and the amount which is incinerated. Entry also has to be made when there is accidental or any other exceptional discharge of garbage. The date and time of occurrence, the position or port where it has occurred, the category of garbage which is discharged or lost, estimated amount for each category in cubic meters and the reason and remarks for the discharge of garbage. Each of the entries has to be signed by the officer who is in charge of the operation. By this we come to an end of this short and sweet explanation of Annex 5. I hope you must have got what Marpol Annex 5 is all about. Details video of Marpol Annex 6 is coming up next. So stay tuned. Please like this videos and share with your friends. And do hit the subscribe buttons and the bell icon.